Thank you for stopping by to learn how former inmates are being treated unfairly after their release to society. My name is Sally, and I'd like to ask you, do you realize that we Americans profess that ex-convicts have paid their debt to society, yet we treat them with the belief that once a criminal, always a criminal? This negative mindset causes discrimination, as we place all former inmates into the same category. Rather than wiping the slate clean and giving them another chance to prove themselves, we continue to remind them of their wrongdoing by creating barriers to employment, housing, and public services. But the workplace is our focus today. The chance for employment can be reduced by 50% for anybody with a criminal record, because employers are mandated at state and federal levels to ask prospective employees if they have ever been convicted of a felony. For those who make it through the hiring process, many are later fired based on their criminal record. America's recidivism rates are over 40%, and a lot of that is due to former prisoners feeling as though they can never change due to the discouragement and stigma given to them. When jobs are not attainable, poverty, hunger, and homelessness becomes their reality. This can cause drug relapse, mental breakdowns, and feelings of unworthiness. Without encouragement, the ex-con feels forced to resort back to criminal tactics to survive in a society that claims rehabilitation but does not actively support reintegration. Darlene is here to tell you about a policy that can help change this.
Okay. All of Us or None was a national civil rights movement of former prisoners and their families who started the campaign for a fair chance for former prisoners in 2004. There has been a 35% increase in states that have adopted the policy since 2008. The Ban the Box movement is funded by nonprofit organizations in the U.S. Public and private companies of a state or city who have adopted the policy are mandated to comply with the Ban the Box requirements. All individuals with a criminal background and are looking for employment are protected by the policy. The policy eliminates the question, have you ever been convicted of a felony on employment applications? The objective of Ban the Box is to create justice for all, remove employment barriers that former prisoners have, and decrease recidivism. According to the national statistics on recidivism, within 3 years of release, about 2/3 of released prisoners were rearrested. Within 5 years of release, about 3/4 of released prisoners were rearrested. Of those prisoners who were arrested, more than half were arrested by the end of the first year. And now we have Takia, who will provide more information on the policy and some recommended changes.
According to the National Employment Law Project, out of 50 states within the country, only 18 states and over 100 counties have chosen to adopt the Fair Chance policy. The policy needs to be implemented in all states throughout the country. There is a lack of nationwide support. The policy is very demanding, with it expectations of the organizations, which may make it difficult to follow when interviewing former offenders. Some recommended changes are all states will need to promote and adopt the Fair Chance policy within the country. Former offenders will need to be treated equally within all organizations and not judged for their past behaviors. This will reduce the cost in caring for those in prison to decrease the amount of money spent providing for those who are unemployed. This will also help save the state money and decrease the criminal rates. All states will need to adopt the policy so that former offenders will be released within the community with the proper home and employment. In implementing this policy, the confidence that is needed will be restored within the former offender, and they will be able to provide for their families as well as themselves. If you have any questions, please reply below, and we will be glad to answer them. Thank you.